So the official gameplay trailer for Frostpunk 2 just got released. Let's break it down. We start the trailer with a quote from Salust. By union the smallest state thrive, by discord the greatest are destroyed. And yeah, I would say this sums up the game pretty well. The first game is all about managing a small city, make hard decisions in order to survive, and when the people start questioning your choices and don't get what they want or need, it all starts going downhill.
Honorable Steward.
After the quote, we get an overview of the city in the game, or at least one version of it, as your choices will shape the city if the first game is anything to go by. The first thing to notice here is that the city you're managing is a lot bigger than in the first game, and you seem to be able to expand the city in all angles, even up on top of the mountain. Looks really cool. And in the middle we have the generator for the entire city.
Almighty Steward. Do you hear us, Steward?
Do you hear us?
Steward, are you listening?
We also hear a lot of people calling for you. You are the steward in the game. You oversee the growth of the city, what to develop, and make hard choices based on what the people want and need. We can also see here that the buildings are in different colors. I think this is tied to the different districts in the game, so you can easily see which building belongs to which districts. But we'll get to districts a bit later in the video. And it's of course 11-bit studios that are creating this game. They are amazing. If you haven't played the first one, go and check it out. It can be stressful if that affects you, but it's a good management survival type game.
The great storm wiped the world clean.
I think they're talking about the great storm that wiped away all of civilization on the planet. The great storm wiped the world clean. This takes place 30 years after that storm, if that's what they're referring to. I hope, however, the game includes storms and weather effects. As we will see later, there is a weather indicator, so maybe big storms will come into play in the game. I think the first game had similar things, where the temperature dropped drastically and the heat consumption really went up, and you had a really hard time over a period of days, I think.
Let's take it back.
But how?
And we get the first look of the in-game interface. You have your resources and currency up top, the population as well, which day it is, which year it is, and you have the speed up and pause button as well. And up top we can see the temperature as well, 21 minus. That's pretty cold, almost what we got in Sweden right now. And the weather is calm. At the bottom we have the different districts. We also get to see the building and shaping of the city in action.
Steward will choose our path.
Steward, build us a better home.
A home for everyone.
At the bottom we have the different districts. The first game didn't have this, if I remember correctly. It was much smaller in scale and you built buildings instead. This might still exist in this game for building more specific buildings. But here we can see that they are building high-rise housing. So this should be from the housing district at the bottom. And I wonder if there will be different types of housing districts that you will be able to build. Because as I mentioned, they are building high-rise housing. So there should be lower tiers as well. Or maybe upgrade the different districts.
Steward, we still lack
More voices.
things.
People are starving.
And here we're introduced to the first problem in the trailer. Too many mouths to feed. And a group of engineers have come forward with a solution. We get 3 options to solve this. You can investigate the solution that the engineers have come up with. You can handle the problem in a different way, or completely disregard the issue at hand. Disregarding things in this type of game is almost never a good thing, as this will cause problems for you down the line. But I mean, it's a good thing it's in here, because if you're already caught on to this and are handling it and have it solved in a relatively short period, I mean, why not disregard the issue and it will get solved relatively shortly. The other thing I'm wondering here, if the options are set in stone. So if I choose to investigate the solution, am I locked into that even if I don't like the solution? Or will I be able to go back and handle the problem in another way if I didn't like the engineer's solution?
More people, more mouths to feed. They treat us like animals, left to suffocate. We need a place to work.
Who else will feed our families?
Steward!
We get some more shots of the city, and I must say, the game looks great. The lighting in the game is so nice, and you're still hearing the people. They all have problems that you have to solve, and they really make it clear how bad the people have it and how much they are relying on you to solve the problems the city have.
This squalor will kill her!
And now it starts to ramp up.
Steward,
best.
You have insufficient housing, people are afraid of ending up in the streets.
Can we all receive equal rations?
The factory workers are going hungry and demand food. Demand rules should be fair.
Hospitals are not a place for experiments.
Apparently people aren't happy that you're doing experimental treatments in the hospitals. This man rather be sick. And we can see that the lights in the city have gone from yellow to red. It's a nice indicator that things have gone from good to worse. And as the city expands, you get more people in the city. These problems will pop up more and more probably. And the game will be harder and harder to manage and keep everyone happy. And you will have to make sacrifices and hard choices.
Free education for our children.
Secure and stable growth.
City for the city!
And we get a few demands from the people of the city. We also get a few variants of the city from a top-down perspective. And you really can see how the city is changing and growing depending on your choices. The first game is a survival game, and you will not complete it on your first try without a guide, I would say. I suspect this game will be hard as well, and it will take a few attempts before you get comfortable with the game.
Steward, hear your people.
We want a say in how we run the city.
We get to see another mechanic of the game. Technocrats are protesting. So this group of people aren't happy with how the city is run and are blaming you and the engineers. So you might have been siding with the engineers for too long and choosing their options, and that have affected the technocrats too much. So they are down with you and have started protesting. As we can see, there are 25% of the city that is hostile and are protesting, I would assume. So this will affect your city quite significantly, I would say. And we get two options: agree to their demands or wait them out. And in the text we can see that they are demanding equal pay.
The time of tyranny has ended.
Our delegates will make sure of that.
And here we get to see another new aspect of the game, law proposal. And we can see that we are voting on equal pay. The trust will rise slightly. And how many are for this, undecided, and against this. I wonder how much you can impact this, because you can vote and you can negotiate. We have pressure delegates. I wonder if pressure delegates is kind of bribing them to do what you want them to do. Or with the negotiation that I can negotiate a different kind of law or make changes to the law. I'm really curious how much you can impact the law proposal aspect of the game. Like if you can bribe people outside of the law proposal so that they will side with you when we will get to this aspect of the game. But yeah, this looks really cool. I like the system. Hope it works well in the game.
Let them vote.
Yes! Vote!
Steward.
Do you hear us? Steward, what about us?
And here we see that the vote happens and that it gets rejected.
What?
Impossible.
Steward, did you hear that? The city must not.
The city turns red and we get the line, the city must not fall. A really good trailer. I liked it a lot. The game looks intense like the first one. You really get the sense of desperation, urgency, and doom in the game. Can't wait to play this one. And it comes to Xbox Game Pass. Big fan of that. Thanks for watching my breakdown of the trailer. Please leave a like if you liked the video. And leave a comment if I missed anything. And I would like to hear if you're excited for the game. Please leave a comment for that as well. Have a great day. See you in the next one.